Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. I'm happy to be back with you. This is a happy thing for me. I hope you're all having a great day today. I hope your days have just been lovely and amazing and beautiful and filled with wonderful things right now. I know that there's a lot of stuff going on for a lot of us. October is a very busy season for photographers, even during the pandemic, but I'm hoping that you're able to take a little bit of a break and just sit for a little bit and hang out with me here. So you'll notice that the title of this, if you're seeing the little title pop up, is about piecing together free resources and free things to try to help your business become successful and sustainable. And there is an element that, when people put out free content, it is there for your benefit, but it's there for their benefit too. So there's almost always going to be something that, if you're signing up for a freebie, then you're going to be, opted into somebody's newsletter list. If you're subscribing to a podcast, you're going to be asked to download and to subscribe and review, right? So, a lot of the time, people create these items for you to consume and to use and to implement for your benefit, but also for theirs. And there's an element of this that there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a strategy. But there's an element of it that you have to get to a point in your business where you're going to need to feel comfortable spending money on your business. You're going to need to feel okay with investing in your business for the long-term health of it. And that's scary, right? Like there's a piece of this that we're like, oh my gosh, we really want our business to be successful, but we're so afraid to actually put the money into it. But if we're afraid to invest in our own businesses, why would anybody else be interested in investing in our own businesses, right? So why are people going to pay you if you're not going to invest in your business? You're not investing in your business. Why would anybody else? So, a lot of you, as I've done these lives over the past couple of weeks, I've mentioned that I mentor other ambitious wedding photographers like myself. And I wanted to bring up what I actually offer today so that you guys know what I actually do, what I've created, what I've revamped, what I've re implemented. Because over the past couple of years, what I've offered as a mentor has changed and grown and evolved. And so now, what it used to just be the mastermind program, just the Smart Alice mastermind program, the Sweet Alice mastermind program. But now it's actually a program called Get Smart, and it's very curriculum based at this point in time. And the promise of it is that it helps ambitious female wedding photographers upgrade their business to call in their dream clients and confidently raise their rates. Because a lot of the time, what I've been seeing, and what I've honestly seen it myself in the past too, is that I really wanted to create a sustainable business. I really wanted to create something that felt good to run, but I felt very scared to confidently charge prices, to give my prices to people and feel confident in not only what I was offering to them, but also confident in the prices themselves. So I knew that what I was giving to them was a great experience and that I knew that I had everything under my belt that I needed to have, but I actually didn't feel confident giving out my prices because I wasn't confident in my own self. And so the program is designed to create levels of confidence within your business, levels of confidence within what you've put in place for your business, for your client experience, to then price yourself profitably and feel comfortable pricing yourself. And so I created it based on those things that I just mentioned, but also when I first started, it really is designed for ambitious female wedding photographers that are in probably their first year to 5 years of business. Sometimes I've mentored people that have been in the business a little bit longer and just need a little bit of extra help, and that's fine too. But usually the amount of people that I see they usually fall into that population of 1 to 5 years already being in business. But what I was seeing when I first started, when I was in the first 5 years of my business, was a real lack of community and a real lack of personal business building programs. So there was a lot of DIY stuff. There was a lot of that's when different Facebook groups became more popular, free Facebook groups. There were a lot of courses that you could take, but a lot of them didn't provide the opportunity to work one-on-one with somebody and to also be updated real time. So, for example, I purchased a course several years ago. It was about one particular thing. That thing changed significantly over the time that it was actually created and when like about a year after it launched. And so I had to wait for new modules to be added into that program because it was a pre-packaged program, right? So I had to wait for them to kind of like catch up to all the updates, then record the modules, create new content, add it into the courses, right? And so I wasn't able to get that information real time. This program is designed to give you information real time. So let's just say something changes with like the Instagram algorithm again, as it is wont to do. What's going to happen is that what I already have built around marketing yourself on Instagram will change real time, right? And there's a very high touch point in this program where you're having group coaching calls, you're able to ask real-time questions, you're not having to end up googling more than you would usually. A lot of the times you'll sign up for DIY courses and there may be things that are not explainable. There may be things that need more clarification, and when you need more clarification, you're then going back to Google, which is why you bought the course in the first place, was to not have to go to Google, right? And so there is a part of this program that really creates the ability to update things real time for you and to offer clarity around your questions in a real time situation. So it's not something where you'd be Googling, it's not something where you'd be posting something in a random Facebook group with thousands of people and hoping you get a response and hoping your thing doesn't get buried and hoping that your post gets approved, right? So, and I looked back when I was creating this program and I thought to myself, like, what would I have wanted back in that period of time? What would be helpful to me back in my first 5 years of business? What would have really helped me to create a springboard for myself and for my business? Because at the time there really wasn't a lot of that. There were random associations, brand new Facebook groups because they were newer-ish at the time, brand new Facebook communities, but there wasn't anything that I really felt like I could go to and feel confident going to and feel like I, number one, had a community, and number two, that I could ask questions without judgment, and number three, that I had somebody kind of walking alongside with me. I never at any point had somebody that I could, look towards consistently and say, hey, number one, I've seen this person be successful in business. Number two, I've seen this person be successful in mentoring. And number three, somebody that I could really look towards, not only because of their success, but also just for the cheerleading aspect of it. Sometimes we just crave community, and there has to be an aspect of that in our group training programs. So this program is for ambitious female wedding photographers that are willing to do the work and not just sit on it. Those looking to create impact for their clients. So I truly believe, and you guys have heard me talk about this, I truly believe that being a wedding photographer is one of the most beautiful joys of my life, right? There is no part of me back 15 years ago I could have ever imagined that I would be able to be a part of such gorgeous days, and not based on aesthetics, but honestly based on the wonderful people that I get to serve, right? So I want to mentor people and teach people and train people to really honor the opportunity of being able to be a wedding photographer, really honor the opportunity of being able to be a part of these gorgeous wedding days. This is also for people who've shot usually about like 1 to 5 weddings at least, like have some sort of wedding background. They have or are building a pro gear collection. They understand editing, so their shooting and editing is down. This is not a shooting and editing program. This is a business program. This is for people who are willing to be accountable, that are willing to be accountable though to themselves, right? So there's an element here that yes, this program will give you some accountability for the time period that it's a part of your life, but at the end of the day, this program's not going to be a part of your life forever. So you have to be willing to do the work to put frameworks in place to encourage yourself to be accountable to yourself and to your business. That's your work and your choice here. People who are looking to, build better business frameworks in general, people looking for automation, people looking for consistent pricing, and desiring a better client experience. It is not for somebody who's super brand new, somebody who doesn't have a professional camera. It's not for people who are taking photos on their iPhone. There is nothing wrong with that outside of the wedding photography world, but this is not for that. This is not for people, like I said before, who are looking for help with camera tech, with shooting techniques, editing techniques, things of that nature, with posing techniques. This is not for people who are not willing to show up and do the work. So if you're going to be a part of this program, you have to be honest with yourself and kind of do a time audit. Do I actually have time to dedicate to this? Will I be able to show up to the calls every single week? Will I be able to show up in the VIP Facebook group every single week? Is this a possibility for me, or should I really not take this on right now? And if you don't decide to take this on right now, that's okay. There's going to be opportunities in the future. But you have to be honest with yourself. Right? And when I say honest with yourself, I don't mean honest in being afraid, right? There's a difference between being afraid and not taking action and actually not having the time and the bandwidth, right? If you are booked all the time, you are running from thing to thing to thing, and you don't have an hour to 2 hours per week to get onto a call, if you don't have 2 to 3 hours to be working on new implementations in your business, then this is not the time for you to be investing in this program. If you are not willing to change current habits and practices, if you're not willing to do an audit of what you're doing right now and to decide what's working and what's not, then this is not the program for you, because part of the reason that we invest in these programs is so that we can get new and different perspectives in order to stretch ourselves and to determine what actually will be better for our business success long term, right? If you know that you are, potentially stubborn, you have to do an audit of your stubbornness. Will I be stubborn in this, or will I actually listen, right? If you're not willing to take personal responsibility and you're just looking for somebody to hold your hand along the way, this is not the program for you. I will not be doing the work for you. I will be guiding you. I will be cheerleading you. I will be giving you my professional advice after being in the wedding industry for 11 to 12 years now, but I will not be doing the work for you. And you have to be willing to take on that responsibility of, I need to do the work. This is something that I need to embody. This is something that is for the success of my business. And that's something here too, is that I want your business to be successful, but you need to want your business to be successful, and to be successful in almost a radical way, right? It can't just be like, oh, I wish my business was doing this, or I wish my business was doing that. It has to now become, I'm investing in this, so my business will do this, right? So when you join, you get an email with welcome details and next steps. You get access to curriculum online. So there's not only like the live training calls every single week, but you also have curriculum. There's access to the VIP Facebook group that only people in the program have access to. There's links to a Google Calendar to just, add those group coaching calls right onto your schedule. There's a little welcome gift that you get. Gift giving is one of my love languages, and I love doing it, so of course I had to do that. And so what's included, after you join, is you get 12 weeks of live trainings and group coaching calls. Some of these training weeks will also include guest experts. So it will be a training from me and also a guest expert coming in. Not every single week, but probably about a handful of guest experts are joining us this year, which is pretty cool. All of the trainings will be accessible and recorded afterwards, and then uploaded into your client portal afterwards, so you can take a peek, so that you can go back, so you can take notes, extra notes if you weren't able to when you were actually on the call. You then get access to the VIP Facebook group. You get templates, checklists, exercises, key takeaways. There are some really valuable templates that you receive in this program. Things that have to do with annual planning, contracts, things of that nature. And then you have 24/7 access to me through the Facebook group. So this is something that is very, very helpful. Within the Facebook group, if you ask a question, I make the promise that I will answer it within 24 hours. So you're not just speaking into the abyss. You're not just, throwing something out there and hoping you get a response. You will always get a response. I creep on this Facebook group like it's my job because it is my job. And so I want you to be able to use this time in the program in these 12 weeks to the best of your ability. And this is part of it, is having this high touch point access to me, and also kind of building off of each other, right? When you're in community with other people, you can really build off of each other and get ideas from other places as well, guided by the leader of the group. And so the path to success is showing up to every call. The path to success is simple, but it's sometimes hard to implement because we really have to be very intentional, and we have to be honest with ourselves again, right? So you have to show up to every call. You have to implement between calls. So you're going to leave every single call and every single week's training with to-do things that you need to implement over the next week. Sometimes there's going to be a lot of them. Sometimes there's not going to be, right? Every week is different because every week focuses on a different aspect in your business. You have to show up and ask questions. You have to be involved. You have to make this thing in your life a non-negotiable and a priority. So if you put this on the calendar, if this is on your calendar, if you get access to the Google Calendar link that I sent to you after you sign up for the program, and you implement it on your calendar, and you are then tempted to, go out to dinner with friends instead, or edit instead, right? When you invest in something and you're investing in the up level and you're getting to a different point in your business, you are naturally going to be pulled back to where you were. But you have to think, what are these things doing for my future self, right? So you're going to be tempted to go out and do those things. You're going to be tempted to work in your business in different ways. But you have to be intentional, you have to show up, and you have to make this a non-negotiable. That's the only way you can be successful, is to make this a non-negotiable, make this, really important in your life, make this a priority, implement, show up, and show up with an open mind. And show up with a mind of being teachable, a mind of not saying that you know more than the next person, a mind of really being open and available to new opportunities and new ways of thinking. So if you are interested in it, doors are going to close on October 31st, so you have to let me know by Halloween if you're interested. What I would recommend doing is, if you are interested, either send me a DM, or there's a link in my bio, in my profile, and there's also a link here on Facebook for the actual program. So you can actually sign up, and you can sign up for an application call, for a suitability call. So you'd sign up for the application, you'd pick a time on the calendar, and then we would meet one-on-one. You will have to complete an assessment so that we know where your business is right now, and really know whether or not this program will be a good fit for you. And then you just have to decide by October 31st. I will let you know that there are payment plans available if that's something that comes up for some of you, which I completely understand and is fine with me. And I'm only accepting a few more people into this group, so usually probably less than a handful. So I already have a great handful of wonderful, wonderful people already signed up for this group, and I would love to add a few more, but just keep in mind, it's capped. So you'll only have the opportunity to sign up for the next handful of people, right? So if you're curious, send me a DM or sign up for a suitability call and complete the application. And then that's everything. All right? It's very simple. But there does come a point in your life and in your business where you have to be committed to investing money into it in different and new ways, right? Not just buying USBs, not just paying for client gallery things, not just paying for packaging, not just paying for your website, but actually investing in the betterment of yourself for your business for the future, right? And you have to remember, if you're not going to invest in yourself, who will? All right, that is everything. I hope to talk to you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.